Welcome to the Sports Marketing Machine podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Neisser. This is the podcast where I share strategies and tactics to help marketing directors for sports teams and universities level up their skills so that they can sell more tickets and grow their fan base. Today, we're going to dive into the topic of warm audiences and cold audiences and why they matter to your marketing. Before I dig in, if this is your first episode that you're listening to, welcome. Super excited to have you. If you have not yet, be sure to hit subscribe on your favorite listening platform. All right, let's dive in. Your marketing campaign should be designed for different kinds of audiences. Most teams have three different types of audiences: cold audience, warm audience, and ticket buyers. Ticket buyers could be your season ticket holders, single game buyers, group buyers, and so forth. Our job as a marketer is to increase the brand awareness and turn more people into ticket buyers. Think about that for a second, and I'm going to repeat it. Our job as a marketer is to increase the brand awareness and turn more people into ticket buyers. Let's dive into explaining what a cold audience is. A cold audience is individuals who have little to no prior interaction or familiarity with your brand or with your team. They haven't engaged with your content or shown any interest in attending a game. If you were to take a piece of paper and draw a funnel on it, the cold audience would be at the top of the funnel. These are the individuals who don't follow you on social. Maybe I have not been to a game of yours in years or ever. They have seen your mascot and pocket schedules and billboards around town, but they haven't interacted in any way with your team. Cold audiences generally have lower conversion rates because their lack of an existing relationship with your team. However, they are the largest pool of potential ticket buyers that you can effectively pique their interest. On the other hand, a warm audience is a group of people who are somewhat familiar with your team. They have interacted with your content. They've been to your website. Many cases, they're on their email list. They've followed you on social media. Maybe they've seen some of your videos on social media, and or they are on your text list. They may have been to a game in the past, but potentially hasn't purchased for this year. They have demonstrated some level of interest in your brand. Going back to that piece of paper where you drew the funnel, the warm audience is the middle. They are the smaller portion of the funnel. They typically show higher engagement rates and are more likely to convert because they've already had a connection with your team. Let me give you an analogy before I share where your marketing falls into each part of the funnel. Think about your ticket buyers for a moment. Oftentimes, single game buyers become mini plan buyers and then become season ticket holders. That's a natural progression, right? Sure, there are instances where fans jump right to mini plans or businesses and what have you, or they'll jump right to becoming season ticket holders. In general, though, marketing directors, we're trying to turn single game buyers into multiple game buyers, as this gives you the best chance to turn these single game buyers into mini plan buyers and then those folks into season tickets. So if you've been working on trying to get more fans to your games, it's going to be really hard to try to turn someone who hasn't been to a game of yours into a season ticket holder. It's easier to sell them one ticket to come to a game. You provide an exceptional experience. You got to get them to come back to another game. Now, if you've got them come out to 2 games, you have a better chance to sell them a mini plan than you do to sell them a season ticket, right? Mini plan buyers are the great audience for you, but it all starts with selling single game tickets. Of the actions that you take with your marketing, let's place what you do into these 2 buckets, cold audience and warm audience. For your cold audience, these are maybe they saw an article in the local paper about your team. They've driven by your ballpark or arena. Maybe they've seen some billboards or signage for your sporting events around town. Saw your pocket schedules. Maybe some of the display ads that you're running online. That's part of a cold audience. Your mascot around town, any community events, you're going to Rotary Club meetings and speaking. Current non-followers of your videos on social media, but they see it organically, or even in some cases, folks who have watched your stream or your broadcast. That's cold audiences. These you can track by total impressions because it is hard to say, hey, this person saw our mascot at this community event and they bought tickets. You can't track that. So the only way you would be able to track this is through impressions. The more of these folks you see, they turn in the more visitors to your website, which means the more ticket sales that you make. Under the warm audience, these are the following: social media follower, video viewer, website visitor, email list, text list, and even received a phone call from your team. Could be a group sales lead or a season ticket call. That's a warm audience. The ultimate goal is to turn your warm audience into ticket buyers. You're emailing them or texting them. You're posting content on social media about your game. You or someone on your team is calling them. The warm audience only grows if you grow your email list and text list, you get more people consuming your content on social media, and you get more website visitors. So all those folks at the top, that cold audience, folks who've driven by your arena, seen your billboards, your pocket schedules, that's your cold audience. You got to get a lot of those to eventually become followers on you, social media, watching your videos, and most importantly, collecting email lists and your text lists. So you can get warm audience to be able to go to your website to buy tickets. Remember, your website visitors convert at about 3%. So for every 100 visitors to your website, only 3 purchase. You have to continue to fill the top of the funnel with more and more warm audiences to be able to get ticket buyers to come out. So that the bottom of your funnel, if you drew, that's coming out with your ticket buyers. So top half is cold audiences, bottom half is warm audience, and coming out of the bottom is ticket buyers. If you're finding value with the content, do me a favor, leave a positive review on your favorite listening platform. That would mean the world to me. At the end of each episode, I give you a plan of action. These are the main takeaways that you can immediately implement to grow your fan base and sell more tickets. Number 1. Cold audiences are individuals who show little to no prior interaction or familiarity with your team. They haven't engaged with your content or shown any interest in your games. The more awareness about your games, the better, because that's going to turn these folks into a warm audience. A warm audience, which is number 2, have interacted with your content. They've been to your website. They're on your email list or text list. They've followed you on social media. They've watched some of the videos that you've created. And most importantly, potentially they've came to some of your games in the past. But they have not purchased this year. They have demonstrated some level of interest in your brand. The third main takeaway from this episode is take that piece of paper out. And I want you to draw a funnel in the middle of it. Draw a line smack dab in the middle to cut it in half. Top half is cold audiences. The bottom half is your warm audience. Ultimately, what you want to come out the bottom is ticket buyers. Top half is all of your awareness activities, community events, pocket schedules, billboards, individuals who are non-followers that watched your videos, those types of things where you can't really track completely. The only way to track it is total impressions. Filling the funnel with more and more impressions, the better it is because you're building up your warm audience. Warm audiences are the activities you can actually track. Email marketing, texting, social media, and most importantly, website visitors. So if you've started your marketing planning or just need a little bit of assistance on what metrics mean or gain a deeper understanding of the data, head on over to sportsmarketingmachine.com and schedule a call. I help educate and develop marketing directors so that they can grow your fan base and sell more tickets. I spent 21 years working in professional sports and college athletics, and I get it. I completely understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to get more people to come to your games, and you're doing a lot of different activities. By understanding what cold audiences and warm audiences are, you can allocate your marketing dollars effectively. In addition, you know exactly the actions that you're taking that are driving more traffic to your website and ultimately more ticket buyers. Until next time.